Hello, Brother Hunt. I'm Jorge Alcantara, one of the co-founders of Zentrik. We know how quickly development is accelerating, so we built Zentrik to actually help teams decide what to build and how to build it at that accelerated speed. What we do is that we listen continuously to what the market is saying about your product, what your salespeople is talking about with your customers, the different artifacts as they are evolving through your ecosystem, and bring all of those learnings into a common brain that is continuously extracting patterns, things that you could be working on, things that you could capitalize on, and helping you translate into what will go into requirements, either be with engineering teams in Jira or Linear, or directly into coding agents, be that Cursor, Cloud Code, Codex, whatever is your flavor. We think about the world in problem space and solution space, like the best product people. We think of signals as the conversations that your customer success is having with clients, the tickets that you're getting. From there, we continuously extract insights, things that you should know, that will grow your context over time. We extract patterns that we call opportunities to help you decide what to focus on. And finally, ideas is how we call the beginning of the solution space, what you usually will call your product backlog. Here is where you will have the specific requests from customers, for stakeholders, of what to build, whilst here you will have every learning that incites you to build one thing or another. Some companies are very heavy on the left side. You will have huge backlogs with thousands of records that you don't know what to do with. Well, Zentrik allows you to import that from both sides and actually get that connection that will allow you to prioritize ideas based on actual signal. To show you how better product company works. We usually prioritize directly based on how many times something has been requested, or by how many aggregate revenue this request has in the pipeline. So, for example, this particular request was asked for more than 30-something users, or at least is related to learnings that we acquire from a lot of those. They primarily will come from a specific gong conversations, or sorry, in my case, granola, tickets, or any other source. From this information, what we can do is decide to directly send it to a coding agent. If there are questions that still have not been answered, the system will throw those our way. If there's enough evidence, a brief will be written. This will be continuously refreshed as new evidence is linked to this idea. And when we're ready, we can send it to any of our favorite agents. You can either copy the brief or just open it directly in Codex. Additionally, the best way that our teams like to work is discovering new things every few days. So let's see what in the last 30 days do we have from particular requests. We see that we have indexed in these few days more than 20 granola transcripts, some feedback that came from other sources, and even some Slack conversations. From this information, we have a number of things that we could be working on. This is just insights that have come from the market. We know that we want to work in a self-evolving CRM for our clients. We have insights about product teams. And from here, we can decide to directly approve these learnings, edit them if we want to, and turn them directly into the next piece of work. In here, I'm going to take this learning and I'm going to say, yes, sure, let's build this particular idea. Normally, I will find for other insights that will get me more color, and we can just bring this into the solution space, open that idea, see what Zentrik thinks of it, and evaluate from those learnings, what do we want to do about it now? It already brings that there are some possible duplicates with this. It tells me about the related learnings that we have about it. And in case I want to complement it with more detail, we'll find the gaps that I could solve for it. Once we're ready, we will create that brief or we'll promote it to an initiative. We may also decide to start building prototypes directly. We have our own little engine and we connect to the ones that you know and love out there. This will, of course, generate a prompt and let you bring it into that tool of choice. For those that have an API or MCP, like V0, we also allow you to build them inside of Zentrik. Once you're working on multiple things at one time, you will put them in your map and let agents pick it up from there. You can either launch those agents directly from Zentrik, or you can do so pulling from an MCP or API. The main thing that makes actually all of this work is how well we understand the products that we work on. It's not only that we are connected to all of those sources, but we also understand the feature sets, your map of capabilities deeply. Not only even at a natural language level, but the system also gets screenshots from how your product works, so that it can also help you imagine how those would look. It understands as well the revenue and pipeline that you're currently handling, and with it, it will bring the information into every source. So if you want to prioritize your ideas by that linked ARR, you have a quick way to understand how much of your pipeline will be impacted if you worked on this or that other thing. You have thousands of ways to visualize and interact with this information. Of course, it's all available through the MCP, through chat, and visually, like you can see here. Zentrik keeps always your active work in check, giving you options of what to do next. This same ability, this same breakdown is available to your agents. So if you were to work from Cursor or Codex, like we of course often do, you can just have schedules that actually pull from Zentrik, bring in the information, and start working on it until they give you a ready PR. Now, this is extra nice because when you're working from Zentrik, Zentrik is pulling continuously from your existing PRs, the merges, the branches that have been created remotely. And so you can also land in here to know what has been happening on the last few minutes. As you can see, there are some launches that just went out for product hunt. So await those very soon. This is just actual little taste. There's a lot more that you can do, particularly on the amount of data that you can bring in and how Zentrik interprets it. But I think I've talked to you enough. Please let me know if you want to learn more, or digits are probably in the description. Otherwise, check out Zentrik.ai and drop us a note. We get better with your feedback. Cheers.